Jason Levin here, Chief Gratitude Officer for the Relationships to Infinity Gratitude Challenge. I am so grateful that I'm here with John Ustica, the CEO of Siemens Government Technologies. John, thanks for being on the Relationships to Infinity Gratitude Challenge.
Jason, thanks for having me. I would say I am really grateful to be here, and I have a lot of gratitude for being able to be part of your challenge. And I would say what I think about gratitude is actually think it starts with very early memories of me with my grandfather. My mom's father was handicapped in World War II, spent most of his life on crutches, but hung out with me a lot as I was a kid. I was the oldest grandchild that was around him, and I would spend just about every day with him. But between the time I was like 4 and 6 years old, and he taught me everything probably there is to know about gratitude. And I think it shows up in me today as he was so thankful. It was a small town. He knew everybody. While he was handicapped, he raised money for the Salvation Army, and he would stop by the hospital and see how he could help. And he did all of these things, for a guy who had to work twice as hard. And he was so grateful, whether it was the restaurant where he got his egg sandwich in the morning or the lady who was bagging his groceries at the grocery store, whatever. He was just always saying thank you. He was always trying to be positive, always trying to make sure as kids, we really felt that love from him. And for that, I was eternally grateful. And I think the way that shows up for me today is when I have a tough day or when something's not going right, you can always look at two things. And some people say the glass is half full or the glass is half empty. And I always try to say, if the person that I'm talking to or this challenge that I have, whatever is involved, what is the good things in there? And what's the positive things? And how could that be positive? And I try to put that into my mindset. I always find an outcome that's a win-win because I'm coming from a perspective of why am I grateful for this person? What's thankful for? Now, how do I translate that as to a CEO is quite interesting because every day I'm thankful for the team we have here. And I have so much gratitude for the folks that work here at SGT. I also have gratitude for our customers. We serve a lot of folks in the government. We serve a lot of folks in the Department of War who are out there every day making sacrifices for our country. And to be able to thank them by doing a good job, I think is something that we can never lose sight of as those who serve the government. And I would say I have examples every single day of how that transpires. But I would say today I had an all hands meeting with my team, and we were talking about some of the highlights and maybe the lowlights of last year, but mostly the highlights of what we were doing. And I was just so grateful to see all the questions that the team asked and to really be able to reflect back on all the things that we've done as Siemens, but also for those who have been with the company for a long time and who have really shown there. So that's just one example as a CEO, how I get to have gratitude for my company and for the people in it and for our customers.
John, I love how your experiences with your grandfather and seeing firsthand after his service and what he needed to overcome and how he lived every day, which allowed for him to connect with others and see the good in others. And that gave you an amazing amount of gratitude that you're using now at Siemens in your organization and for your customers. One final question. How do you talk about gratitude internally? How do you allow for others in the organization to have this perspective?
But we
How do
do it
you
in
influence that?
Yeah, we do it in a lot of ways. I think two primary ways is we have a really great internal system for peer-to-peer recognition. We call it the Star Awards. So a lot of times, companies have things where the management can recognize people, and we have that too. We have our achievement awards, and we have a big party and give out trophies. But we also have peer-to-peer recognition, which is where I can see that one of my peers is doing a good job. I can recognize them with just a thank you card. I can even give them some points, which allows them to go get some gifts. Or I can then also approach my manager and say, hey, this person has done something really above and beyond. And I want to give them a bigger award. But we track very carefully how much that's getting used. And I think last year we were in the 75% range. So 75% of
Wow.
our employees had a peer recognition of gratitude to a peer of theirs, which is, I think, really incredible. And to me, when I think about the culture of our company, that's how it shows up. We care about each other. we create an awesome place to work. We recognize our peers. Obviously, we all love to be recognized by those who we are viewing in authority, but that's a small part of it. I think it's really when it's your peers, it's something, a way to say thank you. It's a really great system, and that's why we love having it and loving seeing how all of our team uses it.
That's fantastic. I mean, they say what gets measured gets done, and clearly you're measuring things and making it very easy for everyone to recognize and share gratitude within the organization. John Ustica, CEO of Siemens Government Technologies, thank you for being a part of the Relationships to Infinity Gratitude Challenge. I'm grateful for you.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, John.